Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you checked out that video on the Bombardier C-Series aircraft in the Swiss Global Airlines livery, and I hope you enjoyed that as sort of a bonus considering it's such a small jet. This is going to be really the main video of the week. It's my Delta Airlines 777-200ER/LR. So from what I could tell, they operate both, and really the difference between the two is the LR actually has the raked wingtips of the 300ER. The 200ER is just an engine upgrade and some other non-cosmetic modifications. So, yeah, the only cosmetic difference between the two would be these raked wingtips. Literally, the whole seating layout inside is the same. You got the same landing gear, the same livery, everything. So I'll start with the LR in flight, and then we'll go on to the ER with its landing gear down. So this is my 777-200ER. No, LR. Sorry, LR. It's got the engines. I believe it's Pratt & Whitney for Delta. I might be wrong. Shoot. I can't remember off the top of my head. The pylons are that really sort of long pylon that puts the engine very far out in front of the wing. It's a fairly large engine. It's capable of a really good ETOPS rating, I believe. I think it's like 220 or something, which means it can fly up to 220 minutes away from any given airport as it's crossing oceans. Because the U.S. used to used to have a rule where twin-engine aircraft could only ever fly up to 60 minutes away from any airport, which meant that when they were doing the transatlantic route, they had to sort of fly up or over the coast and over Iceland, then down through into Europe. But I think it was in the 70s or the 80s that, and now don't quote me on that because I'm not exactly sure when it was that the 60-minute rule was removed. But they changed the rule in order to allow airlines to fly their aircraft with ETOPS ratings that given amount of minutes away from an airport. So I think the new 787-9 has an ETOPS rating of 330, which means that it can fly up to 330 minutes away from an airport, and the A350-1000 has the same rating, which is why New Zealand Airlines is flying both those aircraft, foreshadowing for what I might be making. Don't hold me to that. Because they're so far from everyone and there's not really a good route except over the ocean, they want an aircraft that can fly as far from land as need be. And with these new ETOPS ratings, if you fly from London, the only place you can't reach without landing and without leaving the ETOPS regulatory ratings, starting in Toulouse, France, would be Antarctica, which is not a concern for any airline. Anyway, all that aside, the 777-200 has one of the longest ranges in the world. The A340-500 has a longer range, and that's why it used to be used for some pretty special routes like Bangkok to JFK. But the 777 has a very long range. Also, another very interesting thing about the 777 is it's got a perfectly cylindrical fuselage, although this sort of nose shape is not very good. I don't know, I might not change it, but because it looks right if you look at it side on or anything, and the interior is good. But anyway, it's the first aircraft to be exactly cylindrical, I believe. First commercial aircraft. And it was also the first aircraft to be a commercial aircraft to be completely computer designed. So literally every aspect of this aircraft was designed on a computer, not hand drawn. Because up until this point, even the 767 had was partially designed by hand. The 777 was also one of the aircraft to only have 2 cockpit crew, because before that point you'd have 3 before the 767. 767 was the first to have 2 cockpit crew, and the 777 sort of continued that. If we can go around, we can have a look at the Delta livery. So you got the sort of triangle. Now the thing with the triangle is I couldn't really split in half because it fits over 3 blocks in Minecraft. So, you know, it was the best compromise I could make. And on the 777, you know, there's only so much space to do writing, unlike the A380. So this is sort of Delta in the blockiest form. Yeah. And then if you go back, excuse me, it's a bit late here. You got the American flag, kind of, and the registration number. You got the same on the other side, except the American flag is the other way. Yeah. And if you go back here, you got the Delta sort of triangle with some markings on the top of the vertical stabilizer. You also got your horizontal stabilizer with its elevators there. Of course, like most commercial aircraft, the 777 actually has horizontal stabilizers that move to balance it, almost like a trim, but not really. Balance sort of all the weight inside. Then you got your wing with the raked wingtip, your slats, your flaps, your ailerons here, spoilers, all that good stuff that you need. Sort of here are the rails for the Fowler flaps. Okay, so that's generally the aircraft. That's, you know, where the landing gear would is all folded up. With Minecraft not having a blue half block, this sort of had to come forward. I don't know. The shape isn't as smooth as I'd like it to be on the bottom, but essentially the only not smooth bit is where it's blue, and I can't really throw in any slabs there. If we move over here to the Dash 200ER without the raked wingtips, it's basically the same. You know, everything's the same. Only difference is you don't have raked wingtips. And in here, oh, whoops. I'm gonna have to fix that, actually. That's problematic. Anyway, in here, you got your landing gear, the 777, and the A350-1000 are the only commercial aircraft I know of that use this 12 wheels in the back configuration where you got 6 on each main landing gear. In the front you just got the 2, that's normal. Same engines. I've sort of curved the wing, as I think some aircraft I haven't done yet. So that's the general gist of the livery. I'll have to figure out that wing root light thing, because the light does actually go just about there, but on all my sketches it looks like it comes as far forward, and I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, let's go on in and take a tour of the inside, and I can talk more about the cockpit when we go in. So, we go in through the main entrance. Big sort of entrance area. It's a bit bigger than it should be, but I fit all the proper number of seats in here, so I didn't know what I was going to do, so I just, filled it out. I should mention, all of these are half slabs, but because they're this way, you can actually open the chests, which you used to be able to do. I believe. I remember it working, but clearly doesn't anymore. So you got your galleys here. You got this sort of forward galley that goes in, and then you got two restrooms. One here, and one here. And in front, you got your cockpit with your two jump seats. I haven't put the headrests in for the jump seats. And there's like a table there. So this is one of the aircraft that uses just two cockpit crew, as all modern aircraft do, but it was one of the earlier ones to do so. I believe the Airbus A300 also did it, but it was the second Boeing aircraft to have done it. The first being the 767. As a Boeing aircraft, it has a yoke, and this is the throttle, essentially. We can go back now. This is your coat rack, and sort of as the bar in there, I've put in a, forget the name, end rod. There we go. Also, it gives off sparks, but I can't. I mean, the only way to get rid of that would be to get rid of particles. Don't really want to do that. You got your Delta business class seating. I know it sort of encroaches on this sort of walkway, but it's the only way to sort of somewhat accurately do it. That's a problem. There should be quartz blocks here. I'll fix that. But I actually already uploaded the file, so yeah, know that that's a mistake, and there should be quartz blocks in there. I was going to do just the Bombardier C series, but then I felt like it was a bit too little to be giving you guys, so I sort of rushed to finish this in time for this week. But yeah, so this is your business class seating with the sort of diagonal plan where your footrest is up here and your seat is over here and your TV's on one of these two. And there are a bunch of these pods going back. These are your overhead bins. I did it in the middle, but I didn't do it on this side. You got a galley here at the midway point. So I made the same mistake on that side. To divide it in the middle, I just put glass panes. The doors seem like the best way to make these sort of dividers. But if anyone has a better suggestion, just comment below, because I'd love to hear it, and I can't think of anything else. Here you got your restroom for business class. Move back. Get stuck a bit because of the way I designed this. You got your economy class with your overhead bins and lighting. And here we have the lavatories. Delta does a lavatory midway on the sides, so you got your toilet there and your sink with your what's it called, faucet. Midway galley, another lavatory. Moving back, you got even more economy. Ooh, this is actually a mistake. It should be like that, I think. But Delta actually, because of, no, that's not right. Not with the 777. With a lot of Boeing aircraft, the fuselage curves in so much at the back that these seats essentially go away, and you get a little more, I'd say half as much space between the seat and the fuselage. But in the 777, because it's a cylinder and because it's designed the way it is, there's almost correct seating all the way back, depending on the configuration. Because of course some aircraft will put a lavatory here, which helps. and some won't. And so that changes it. But I think a lot of the Boeing 777s have full rows all the way back. The one thing that I'll get to eventually is that Boeing offers a 343 or a 242 configuration, and because it's an odd sort of diameter for me, like the physical diameter of this cylinder in Minecraft is, well, I say cylinder with air quotes because it's all made of blocks, so it's not really a cylinder. But that aside, this cylinder is odd across, so there's no way I could fit 4 seats in here. So it's always going to be 3 here. With airlines where it's 242, it's going to be 232 actually, even though it's actually 4 in the middle. And the worst, and I think on a 777, the worst seating is 343. Although, it is cheaper for the airlines, and that's why they do it. But that is kind of, it's very cramped comparatively, especially when you fly, like, say, a 787 afterwards, flying this 777 with 343, because the diameters aren't that different, and they don't make the seats that much bigger. It just feels bigger. So it's sort of not a very pleasant configuration. And trust me, I've spent many a 16-hour flight in 343 Emirates configuration. It's just not as comfortable as flying, say, JAL 333 on a 787. But that may have to do with the 787 itself. You got your 2 rear lavatories here for Delta Airlines, and another galley. So that's just the general gist of it. I mean, there's not much to it, but that is the Delta 777-200ER/LR. It's both of them because they both have the same seating configuration, and I couldn't really tell, but I think they operate both. I might be wrong. Just tell me below if there's anything that comes up and anyone wants to tell me about that. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got that Bombardier sort of bonus video. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. If you enjoyed, like, leave a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it. See you later.